it's Annie from Vintage Lace Journal, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an open flip down envelope to store some of your ephemera in. So I started off with a 12 by 12 sheet of card cut in half, then I fold it into thirds, bottom half slightly bigger than the top one. I then rounded the corners of the top flap that comes over to give it more of a rounded effect. Next I got some old book page and measured it to roughly the size of the top part flap, just so you could still see the paper underneath, and then give this a rough edge torn look, and then just stuck it onto the top flap. I forgot to ink this before I stuck it down, so I just went over with some Tim Holtz brown ink and just roughly inked the edges of the piece of paper. I then tore down some sheet music and repeated that same step. So inked the edge, cut it down or tore it down, and then stuck that over the text like so. I then got a doily that I've coffee stained to give that kind of vintage look and tore this in half. The bottom bit didn't tear quite right, but I used that anyway. So I stuck one little bit on the left hand side, and then with the remaining part that was left, I stuck that down the bottom right hand corner to give it a kind of like mirrored effect on both sides. So cover that little brown piece up. Again, I got some distress ink, and this time I went around all the edges of the envelope, both inside and out with that distress ink. So all the way around the front and then all the way around the back as well. Then I stuck on a mushroom sticker to the left hand side. I didn't quite like how there was so much text showing from the book page I'd used, so with a different book, this is an old German dictionary I found in a charity shop, which I again coffee dyed, and tear little strips out just to cover some of those words up. Again, this was inked around the edges with the brown ink as well. So next I had some stamps, which I used some black ink, and I went ahead and stamped some of these images over the top of the flap, again to break up some of those areas that didn't have any text on them. Then again, from the set I used last time, these are little labels I printed onto sticker paper. I just popped a couple of those on the front to break up some of those areas again. Now on the inside of the bottom flap, I used a 2-inch circle punch just to punch out a little notch so it's easy to access what was inside when you get to put things in there. And again, once I'd cut this, I made sure I inked up the edges that I just chopped the hole punched part out of. And then I repeated the same kind of process with the bottom part. So this time I started with a large piece of the German dictionary that's been coffee dyed. Again, tear it down to the size that you want, and then stick that onto the bottom panel. Remember to ink the edges first this time. Once that was stuck down, I then went ahead with the other half of the doily and stuck that down on the left hand side, just using a Pritt stick. I find that easiest thing to stick through doilies. Then again with the music paper, making sure that as I put the flap down you could see it, I stuck that over the dictionary writing, and then went in with some more labels, making sure that the colour of the labels fitted the theme colour of the envelope. And a mushroom on the opposite corner to link in with the mushroom at the top. And then there were some little gaps as I lifted the flap up, so I stuck a sticker in there and then went ahead again and used my stamps so it matches up with the top theme with the black ink stamps. Again, going over areas that are quite bland, quite white, or haven't got any writing on them. It doesn't matter if they're fully inked up, it gives it more of a vintage look if they're not as black in places as others. And then I finally found a ticket word stamp. So put this on at various angles across the bottom, and then again linking the bottom in with the top again, pop the word on the top as well. And there we have it. I went ahead off camera and just added an envelope on the, a tuck spot on the inside, just using some book pages. So as it opens up, there's a little pocket. Again, use the same mushroom stickers, and there we have it. An open flap envelope. Thanks for watching.